Hey, it's Jeff Walker, and I want to first of all wish you a happy new year, a happy, prosperous, and healthy and successful new year. So, if you watched my video from last week, I talked about some of the big picture that I'm going through in goal setting in my business. And I also mentioned that it isn't just about my business. That one of the main tenets of growing my business right now is actually growing my time away from the business. And so now I want to drill down a little bit because I want to talk about my goal setting process that I go through. And I'm going to give you this is what I call my master planning process. Sounds a little grandiose, but I've been calling it for that for years because it's like the master plan for my entire life. So I'm going to give you the super quick version of that. And so first of all, it starts out, I'm a big fan of balance. And I don't know, some people have been giving balance a bad name lately, saying don't even try to have a balanced life. There's no such thing as balance, yada, yada. But I personally think that I want to have a life that's great in, I don't know about every area. Well, let's just say every area of my life. I want it to be great. I want it to be, either on a scale of 1 to 10, I want to be a 9 at least in all kinds of areas of my life. Things like health, like my parenting, my marriage, my friends, my community, my spirituality, and my business, my financial life, my mental life. I want to be very great at every one of them. And it's not saying I am, but that's my goal. Like if I get to the end of the year and I've made a lot of money, but my health has suffered, that's a fail. If I get to the end of the year and my health is great, but I'm out of relationship with my kids or my wife or my community, that's not great. So I want to have, I want to have a well-rounded, well-balanced life. And so what I do in this master planning, first of all, I go to like Office Depot and I buy a big flip chart pad. So I got a big piece of paper. I like to work with a big piece of paper so I can see basically my whole entire life. I can design my life on this piece of paper. And actually, you get one flip chart pad and it's going to last 25 years for you if you use one sheet a year. So it's not a big deal. Anyways, I start with that flip chart and then I look at what are the roles in my life. And then basically I can just, from year to year, I sort of repeat what I've done. But I've already named a lot of them for you. Like, health is a huge one for me. Outdoors is a big one for me. I have this big goal to spend a lot of time outdoors and not just sit behind my computer all the time. My parenting, my marriage, my community, my friends, my financial life. Those are some of them. So these are roles that exist in my life. And I'll just write them down on different places on this paper. And then I'll write down what my vision is. Just real briefly, like a 1 or 2 sentence, what my vision is for that role in my life. And then from that vision, this is sort of like I talked about last week, then you drop down from the vision, okay, what are the projects or what are the goals that I need to reach that vision? And then from there, then what are the projects I need to hit those goals? And then always, how can I measure them? And there's some goals that are really hard to measure. Like I want to be a great parent. I want to be a fantastic parent to my 2 kids. How do I actually, what does that look like? That's part of the vision. But then how do I actually measure that? And some of these things, they can be really hard to measure. How do, I'm a son to my parents. How do I be a great son to my parents? How do I be a great brother to my siblings? And so, some of these things can be hard. But like, for instance, with my kids, like one of the things I did is, okay, one of the things I'm going to do there is I'm going to play with them X number of hours per month is what I decided. I came up with a number. It's going to be X number of hours. And then on a monthly basis, I would track how many hours I spent actually playing with them and really engage with them. And so that's just one example of how you take a vision and a goal and drop it into something that you can measure and something that you can act on. And I sort of gave you a hint onto the next step because this big picture, so I like to write out all these different goals in all these different areas. And then since you've got them all on one piece of paper, I'll actually draw lines between them because often, they're connected. Often you can, like if I'm out for a bike ride in the woods with my kids, mountain biking with my kids, then I've got the time with my kids and that also ties into my goal to be physically healthy, right? So I start to just draw lines and connections because I just like to see the connections between the different visions and the different goals. And then all of that, and I'm giving you a lot right here, but all of that, then I take that and I drop that down into monthly goals. And so in my journal, every month, I'm writing down what my monthly goals, and they're all driven by the big vision that I got this week in my weekly planning, or I'm sorry, my overall master planning for the year. And then every month, I'm just, in my journal, I'm writing down that month's goals. I'm reflecting back. The first step is look back. How did I do the prior month? And then how, what are my goals this month? And how does all that tie into that big yearly vision? So that's a little peek behind the curtains on how I go about this process. I've created a pretty awesome life for myself. And like I said last week, the way that you create an awesome life is you design it first. You don't just, there's a saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. Well, I want to know where I'm going. I want to decide where I'm going. I want to decide what that vision is. And then I want to design the life to take me there. And again, that's why it's awesome to be an entrepreneur, because we have so much flexibility to create our own life, to create our own reality. And that's why I love it so much. That's why I love working with entrepreneurs. And that's why I record these videos for you each week. So I'm Jeff Walker. If you're watching this anywhere else besides jeffwalker.com, head on over there for all the goodies. Scroll down, leave a comment for me, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to get some more subscribers. Make that a goal for this year for me, to get some more subscribers on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button and let's go get them this week.